This is the budget hearing for the Bureau of Accounts. I'm Councilor Green. I'm joined by Councilors Driscoll, Hogan, Peniagua. And I believe that's it for now. So we'll turn it over to the Bureau of Accounts.
Thank you, Councilor Green. Brad O'Connor, Commissioner of Finance here. Like the other two bureaus that we talked about this morning, we've got some movement in the Bureau of Accounts, again, to start to or continue to align the financial functions a little bit better so that we are guiding these functions better, and we can work more efficiently as a finance group. The two biggest changes in the Bureau of Accounts from fiscal year 21 to 22 is the movement of the full accounts payable function from the Bureau of Financial Operations and the operating departments into the Bureau of Accounts. And what that means is we, in the past, have separated accounts payable from vouchering and requisitions. We're bringing those groups back together. And in doing so, we are adding 6 individuals from other departments to the Bureau of Accounts. We'll now have one streamlined process from beginning to end in the accounts payable process. And that's going to be guided by the Director of Accounting. Ultimately, all of these purchases end up as accounting transactions. And so the direction from the Director of Accounting will make sure that these purchases are ending up in the right place. The other move we made is moving payroll out of the Bureau of Accounts and into the Bureau of Financial Operations. Financial Operations is a group that has one foot in City Hall and one foot in the operating departments. The payroll function is largely that. So as Financial Operations develops to work more seamlessly with the operating departments, the payroll department is going to come along with that. So what we're going to end up with in the Bureau of Accounts is 2 things, the accounting function and the accounts payable function from start to finish. In addition to the moves between departments, in and out of departments, we took a retired accountant 1 position. We didn't fill that position. What we're going to do is we're going to upgrade that to an accountant 3. You know, as you know, we have had trouble with accounting and reporting in the past. We just this past year, we were able to hand off an accurate trial balance to the auditors for the first time. That was one step in a massive overhaul of our accounting function. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. The work that we did, and it was largely the Director of Accounting and me, that we did over the summer and into the fall to get the trial balance where it needed to be to hand off to the auditors, is what we need to be doing every month. Our goal is to have accurate financial reporting every month, not once a year when the auditors are coming in. Frankly, we're not structured to do that. It's a lot of, it's not transactional work. It's reconciling, it's analysis. These are the types of things that we need people with a little more experience, a little more education to be able to do, with the ultimate goal of accurate and timely financial reporting. So the net add is this. It's actually not a net add. It's an upgrade from last year, from an accountant 1 to an accountant 3. We think that will give us what we need. It'll give us the bodies that we need to take that last step towards accurate financial reporting. So what that translates to in our budget, we've gone from 14 positions in 2021, added 6 from other departments, moved 3 to other departments. So now we're at 17 as the head count for Bureau of Accounts for fiscal year 22. Salaries went up as we transferred these positions in. Our total salaries for fiscal year 22 is $967,883 compared to adopted 2021 of $776. In our other expenses, professional services, we had a significant amount of SURA employees. We had 3 SURA employees last year. We moved one of the SURA employees to the salaries line. That was an accountant. We're moving that individual into a civil service position from SURA. The other 2 positions are moving over to the Bureau of Financial Operations. Other expenditures we're budgeting for fiscal year 22, office supplies and operating supplies, not a lot of change there. Where you might see some increase is in the travel, training, and development. And as I mentioned in our previous meetings, we are putting an increased focus on training. It needs to be done at any year, but in a year where we've got these changes, we want to make sure all of these people are feeling supported. In addition to that, we've got now 3 CPAs employed at the city. They're bringing a lot of expertise that we didn't have previously. The cost of that is the CPA license requires 40 hours a year of continuing education. It's a benefit that is invaluable to the city, this training and the licensing, but comes with a required cost with that training. I will pause there and see if we have any questions. Yeah.
I just want to, if I may, underscore something that that Brad said about the addition of the senior accountant position, the movement of the senior accountant position. One of the frustrations that those of us who touch finance have is that we don't have a framework in place that allows for interim reporting. And as Brad alluded to that when he said we're getting it right once a year. We can't reconcile on a regular basis. And when this administration came in, the PeopleSoft financial system didn't talk to the Hyperion budgeting system. So the budgeting system is a system that should be issuing as conceived as the system was designed, and whether that was right or not, we can debate. But as the system was conceived and designed, Hyperion should be issuing interim financial reports. It does not, because it was not directly connected to PeopleSoft. We have fixed that technology. It took a considerable amount of effort to do that, but without this position and the ability for Brad and his team to keep the PeopleSoft side up to date and reconciled, we can't get those management reports. Without those management reports, we don't have a bird's eye view. You don't have a bird's eye view of what's happening financially in the course of any given year. And it's difficult to hold department heads responsible for their budgets and their spending because we're not providing them with any reporting that guides them and allows them to do it. It's as I have said on numerous occasions to anybody who is within earshot, we're a $260 million organization that is incapable of issuing interim financial reports. We do it accurately once a year. So under Brad's and Mike and now Matt's guidance, we're going to be in a position to be able to do that both for ourselves and for you, and that's the way it should be.
I'd just like to add to one of Frank's comments there. We have issued interim reports. And it's been on and off in various forms, and that's great, but we haven't issued accurate reports. I don't know that there's any value to issuing reports when we don't know that the numbers behind them are accurate. Any questions on the plan overall or the staffing?
I got one, Counselor Green. So
Counselor.
Brad, so these meetings, these reports, well, obviously you'll just, when we get them all ferreted out, you'll be able to distribute them to the council, maybe the city auditor. On a
Certainly.
regular basis.
Yeah, and this is Director Rudd and his office are working on some of these reports. We, as a city finance leadership team, we're going to put a lot of thought into what the right reporting is. Putting a piece of paper with numbers on it in front of someone isn't always going to be the right thing. So, what the council is looking for might be different than what DPW is looking for, might be different than what the mayor and senior staff is looking for. So we want to find the right reporting that is most useful and effective to the user. So that, on a parallel path to fixing the numbers that go behind that, we're going to be working as a team on what the right reporting is. And certainly you'll be getting those reports.
Okay, I appreciate that. And so Brad, are you confident you have enough staff? I probably won't ask that of any other department, but you're confident you have enough staff?
That's a tough question to answer. We are, and it changes as we dig into this. I'm confident that we can work with what we have. This is a massive overhaul, and we don't even know what questions to ask until we dig a little bit deeper. We certainly have a path to being successful with the staff we have in fiscal year 21. I don't know that I can say that I'll be confident until we have really gone through every process and gotten to the point where we are delivering accurate financial information. There's, with a $260 million operation, it's close to impossible to get it right when you're conceiving a plan that is starting from scratch effectively. But I'd say yes. I'm confident. That being said, I'm confident we've got what we need to get there.
Thanks, Brad. Thank you, Council.
Other questions on this? Brad, anything else you want to bring up on this?
That's it for me.
Okay. All right, so we'll close this budget hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.